Frank, what do you know about what LeBron's going through and what's sort of the outlook for tomorrow and the week beyond?
Yeah, well, he definitely has some swelling from the ankle sprain, and we'll list him as doubtful for tomorrow. He stayed back from practice today to get treatment on it, and he'll be listed as doubtful.
Next, we'll go to BT.
Thanks for meeting with us, Frank. We really appreciate this.
Of course.
Any update on AD? Was he able to participate today in anything at all?
Positive sign. He went through full practice, did all of our drill work, and did some live scrimmaging. We're at a point now where it's really about how he responds to that, and the level of soreness he has, coming out of his first live work. He'll also be listed as doubtful for tomorrow.
Go to Theodore.
Coach, from an outsider's perspective, I know I'm just talking about basketball, nothing else, because there are obviously more things that are important. But this season looks like it's been very, very challenging. All the seasons you've been in basketball, especially as a head coach, has this been your hardest?
My hardest?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say probably. Just because of the expectations that we've had. We've had too many really difficult nights, and I think there's an element of being a part of managing LeBron's legacy, for these final years of his career, and you want to just give him the best opportunity to have team success, throughout that. So, when we haven't won at the level that we wanted to, it's been challenging, and the losses have been heavier. But our group is, we've been able to continue to mend and rebuild our team psyche, and keep a belief in what we can be. Obviously this last injury hurts that, but we had a good day today. We came in and we got really positive feedback and work on our film session. Had a live practice, which we haven't had in quite some time, and hopefully we can still get a W tomorrow and finish strong.
Thank you very much.
Callie.
Hey, Coach, I'm curious from your perspective as somebody who knows Jason Kidd as a friend and as somebody, who's worked on staff with him, what is it about his personality or his just approach in coaching that's evolved over the years that's made him such a natural fit to coach Luka and to develop a good working relationship with Luka these last few months?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure, what he was like as a coach prior to me working with him. So in terms of how he's evolved, I don't have that, that feedback from his early days as a coach. But with regard to me, he did a great job with us. Obviously, bringing his, he's got a genius level mind to the game of basketball. And he's not afraid to coach guys hard, and give tough love. And I think you've seen that with his approach towards Luka. But he definitely has a genuineness to him as well. And he cares for at least the guys that we worked with together. I think you're seeing that with how he's coaching this Mavs team, and you see how they're performing on the floor. So obviously he's doing a great job here.
Thank you.
Go to Jovan.
Hey Frank, you mentioned today's film session. What was the focus of the film session, and how do you think the guys took kind of reviewing last night and just sort of what they took from it?
Yeah, well, I think the biggest lesson to learn is we haven't played with a lot of leads this year, but when you smack a team, and I commended our guys for how we came out to start the game. Playoff mindset, brought the fight to our opponent, played with offensive swag and confidence, and I think the lesson to learn is when you get a big lead against a good team, they're going to respond. They're going to come out fighting in the second half, and we didn't handle the in-game adversity very well. And obviously we had our own adversity with Braun's injury, and and battling through that and seeing him tough it out there. But there was offensively, we didn't move the ball and play for each other as well as we did in the first half, in the second half. And our defensive disposition and fight wasn't what it was, and the focus, quite frankly, wasn't what it was, to start the game. So you got to do it for 48 minutes, and especially when you get a lead, you got to anticipate that the other team's going to come out fighting, and we didn't handle that well.
We'll go to Dave on his connecting flight.
Hey Frank, can you just comment on the timing here, where when you finally get Anthony back for a full practice, it's the same time when you're losing LeBron to a new injury, and just how that strikes you and the coaching staff is something that it's kind of happened at other junctures of the season. I remember Brooklyn, Anthony comes back, LeBron's on the next game.
Yeah, it's been that type of year. Definitely snake bitten with trying to get those guys on the floor together. I think it's 17 or 18 games or something like that for the season, and it looks like it could potentially be more than that now. So it's one of those things that's out of our control. It's unfortunate, but we have to lock in and again, like we've done all season, have to shift our identity on the floor with regard to who's in and who's out.
Kyle, do you have another question?
I do. I actually have two other questions. Hopefully they're pretty quick. But AD, what can you kind of see might already be there or might be an early impact for him as he kind of gets used to playing again, and what might take a little more time for him?
He's got to get his legs under him. That's the biggest thing. When you have a foot injury like this, it's not as easy to do all your running and stay in shape as if you had a wrist injury or something like that. So, that's definitely going to take time, and because of that, you have to be more cautious with the return to play. Because if you throw him out there and he doesn't have his wind, then he becomes the injury becomes compromised, or you overcompensate in certain ways, and you don't want that. So it's definitely going to be a stretch here, when we get him back, where he's still getting his legs under him.
And then, that you guys had that really competitive game against Philly last week. What sort of, in your mind, can be replicated if you're going without LeBron and AD tomorrow?
Yeah, we fought like hell in that game, and we're going to fight like hell tomorrow night. The competitive spirit was really high. The defense in that game had too many breakdowns down the stretch. And the last couple games, even the Cleveland game where we scored the ball offensively, the avenue for this team to turn the corner and to finish strong is going to come on the defensive end. And it wasn't there, for the full 48 last night either. And until that switches, until we get the full commitment that's necessary, we're not going to turn this around. But, we're going to continue to coach them hard and challenge them and, game plan and scheme up and do whatever we got to do to get that defense where it needs to be to start putting some wins together.
We have time for a couple more. We'll go to Andy.
Hey, Frank, you talked after last night's game and also a little bit today about the team not reacting well in the second half to different things New Orleans was doing. When you go through the film and think about yourself as a coach, what's the criteria that you look at to try to decide whether you reacted well as a coach, and like the way you sort of grade your own real-time reactions and things like that?
I grade myself on everything, every game, and obviously harder when we lose. How many minutes each guy played? Did I overplay guys? Did I underplay guys? Did we have the right schemes in place? Did we adjust well enough? When things were hurting us, what offensive sets we were getting in, and what kind of actions and what kind of poor defenders are we putting, involving in the offensive attack. I evaluate all of it, and I'm my own worst critic or biggest critic, and it's what it has to me, led me to be a successful coach in this league. So these losses are hard, but the process is good, and the process is healthy and strong, for improvement and, having a figured out mindset.
Last question, we'll go to Christos.
Coach, hope you're doing well. Where do you feel the confidence level of this team is right now, and how confident you are that a win can change the whole momentum for you at this stage of the season?
What was the second part of your question? I'm sorry.
How confident you are that a win can change the whole momentum for you?
Well, I think the way we played in the first half and the way we fought, in games where Braun was out last week in Philly, gives us confidence that we can still make something of this stretch run. And I am still confident in that. And we'll continue to build our guys up, give them the plan of what needs to be executed, and have an expectation of effort and focus. That we've seen throughout some of these recent games. So we are remaining confident.